Hi everybody. Hopefully I'm doing this right. I've forgotten how to do all of the things. Yeah, I think it's working. Hi. Great to see some familiar names back in the chat. It has officially been like 3 months, I think, since our last, maybe 5 months. I have no idea, since our last broadcast. So happy to be back here with DETV, the stream where we talk about dice. We talk about dice and the dice, and we blow out our camera with too much lighting. Yeah, okay. Hi, everybody. Familiar names. Rivers, good to see you. Baby Dove, good to see you. Courtney, Pip. Like, my heart is full. Very happy to be back. I guess major announcement is that this is not a restart of the mostly weekly stream. It's going to be a probably monthly stream now. I'm still going to aim for Tuesdays at 3, and it's probably I'm gonna try to do every first Tuesday of the month, because we're gonna focus on the subscription dice that were sent out the month before. So yeah. Oh, fair enough, Pip. Good luck with that. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's talk about Subbox dice. Today's the first Tuesday of the month, which means last week was the last week of last month, which is when we send out our subscription box dice. Right now we're running 3 sub-box tiers. One's a 7-piece set, one's a 10-piece set, and one's a metal set. So we'll start with the 7-piece and we'll just move it on through. If you guys have any questions, concerns, you just want to say hi, please put it in the chat. I will do my best to keep up. We started out last month with our 7-piece set, Whistle Past the Graveyard. Whistle Past the Graveyard is a funny name for an unfunny set. This set is in the ancient style, or I think we call it that most of the time, ancient style. It's also the same technique used for our monstrous elements sets. So pouring out of the bag here, go ahead and dump these guys out. And it's kind of hard to see. I'm starting to remember the drawbacks of this camera, but we'll take a closer look here in the laptop camera. So if you can't tell, it's sort of a pale blue set with a lavender finish. So that patchy patina that you see on there is sort of a lavender color. And then the concentrated version of that is this wine colored inking. Very pretty set, very fun. Kind of like, ooh, that one's gone forever. Pale, inky, boozy, winey, personally vibes. Like you hear it, like people get like wine stains in their lips and stuff. That's what this reminds me of. So very pretty set. We'll go ahead and read the copy. I don't know if I'm going to keep reading this copy because I'm making the copy now. And I think I might get a little embarrassed reading it out loud. But Whistle Past the Graveyard says, "The sun is out, the sky is blue, and this swiped bottle of Blackstaff wine guarantees a carefree journey ahead." So that's Whistle Past the Graveyard. Whistle Past the Graveyard, a play on Whistle Past the Graveyard, which kind of just means to like, even though you know that there's an existential dread or a terrible thing happening, you sort of just, stuff cotton in your ears and sing a happy tune and pretend like none of it's happening. So Whistle Past the Graveyard is that, but with wine. This is basically what we're going for here. So yeah, so that's that. I have a cat in the way. You all remember Miss Mina, I'm sure. Say hello, Mina. Still one for interruptions. So I'm sure we'll see plenty more of her. Go find that die I dropped. Alright, so that was our 7-piece set. I will go ahead and mention that we offer it in many different delivery schedules, so you can get a discount if you order a bulk amount of months. We sell it as 3-month, 6-month, and 12-month terms. So, and they get a little bit cheaper per set as you go up. Moving on to our 10-piece set. This is our Dice Envy signature set for last month, Tropical Paradise. So pretty, and dice is spelled like dice, as it should be. Here we go. Da-da-da. It's a rainbow set. Okay, so we've had rainbow sets in the past. None of them have been quite these shades of colors. This combo in particular is very tropical feeling. It's kind of, I mean, it kind of looks like a generic rainbow there, but if you get it in the right light, or maybe if I put it over the white door, you can start to see tropical colors are definitely what this thing is flaunting. And then bright silver inking, very, very pretty, very, very popular. These rainbow sets have always been huge for us. So we had, I want to say we had a straight up rainbow, like very primary colors. And then we did a purple, light blue, and green one. I don't remember what that one was called, but it's also very pretty. So this is Tropical Paradise, which will be hitting our site, of course, in the next month or so. 2 months? I don't remember what the gap is anymore. Things are chaotic. But it will hit our site later this year. And it is a very pretty set, 10-piece set. So that means you get a standard set of polyhedral dice plus the chunky D20, a logo D6, which is just a slightly embiggened D6, not that one, with our logo on it. There it is. There it is, right side up. And the other bonus die you get is an Infinity D4, which we love and we're very proud of, and is another one of our signatures. So yeah, Tropical Paradise. Dice, spelled dice. Tropical Paradise, bring the leisure and serenity of island life to your table. The power gamers in your party might scowl, but that's just like their opinion, man. Yeah, very chill. Oh, and Ian mentioned recently that Tropical Paradise also gives off big fruit stripe vibes. You guys remember the gum with the zebra? Fruit stripes. I'm pretty sure it's called fruit stripes. And I totally agree. That's the shades of colors we're talking about. Very pretty, very tropical, very yummy. Definitely qualify as do not eat the dice because they're quite delicious and juicy looking. Dun, dun, dun. All right. So that was our 10-piece set last month. And that leaves us with our metal set. Brand new metal set premiering in last month's sub box. I have to check to see what it is because I've forgotten already, even though I just helped ship them last week. Bardcore is the name of this set. Oh yeah, Bardcore, name of this set. There's a big red box on here. I'll explain in just a minute. But Bardcore was the set, and let's pour it out and take a look. Dun, 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 dun. So pretty. Okay, so if you've been a fan of Dice Envy for more than like a year, then you're, oh, she found the die. That's what that noise was. I'll let her keep playing with it. If you've been a fan of Dice Envy for more than like a year, maybe 2 years, then you're familiar with our Woodwind die, which is a chunky D20, wooden D20, which I wish I would have grabbed. But it's got musical notes instead of numbers on it. It's amazing and perplexing and vexing and all the good things. We also have music note Infinity D4s, Prelude and Nocturne in white and black. Also gorgeous, also music themed. We used to have a set called Song of Rest, which thankfully has actual numbers on it, so you can read it even if you don't know how to read notated music. And that might be it for now. But now there's another one, and it is Bardcore. And Bardcore is our Song of Rest set that was a polymer set in purple and white, but it is instead in, well, I think we're calling this brass, but I don't know, gold brass metal. So cool. Actual numbers, totally legible, easy to read, and it's music, like music staffs. I think they're called staffs. I am not the musical person in this company. There are 2 musical people, and that's Ian and Dylan, and I'm not one of them, and so they have to fill me in on some of these things. But I think that's called a staff. I think it's called a staff. Anyway, and it's got like this cute little heart design on the high face there. That's our D8. Let's take a look around. The D6 is very like straightforward. You get it. It's sheet music right away. Very cool. And then on our D20, let's take a look. So yeah, heavy metal dice. Oh yeah, so you can see the little like flourish there for the high face. These are so cool. So yeah, familiar to some of you who've been paying attention to our music sets, but the first time that we were doing it in metal, which is very exciting. Staves or staffs, or is it staffs but spelled staves? It doesn't matter. The point is that they're music dice. They're heavy. They're awesome. This one's called Bardcore, and like I said, it's our Song of Rust design. But then Dylan adapted it to a metal, to a metal mold. So very cool, very fun, bright, easy to read, which is awesome for a lot of people. Yeah, and the weight. Here, let me shake a couple up near the microphone. I don't know where the microphone is. You could probably hear it. They're so cool. Very good feel. And the little red box, well, let's read the copy. And then, oh, staff is singular, staves are plural. Got it. Thank you guys for helping me out. All right, so Bardcore. Harness the power of the horn and kick some brass with these heavy metal rollers. That's funny. I'm probably not going to keep reading these every time. So we got these made. We got them in. We were ready to ship them out. And then we noticed that on the D12, the 12, and the 1, are right next to each other. And for a lot of people, this is not important. For a lot of people, as long as there is a 1 and a 12, you're good to go. And I think, like, statistically, that's true. You're still good to go, especially with a nice set of weighted, like not weighted, heavy metal dice, because the distribution on these things is like very even, very solid sets. But the traditional way of printing a die is to have the opposing faces all add up to the high face plus 1. So on a D12, that would be 13. So every opposing face should add up to 13. And for the most part, they do. The 8 and 5 are still opposite each other. We've got, well, not that one. Man, the 8 and 5 are still safe. Maybe this one. No, I think this whole thing got bunked. So anyway, so because the 12 and the 1 are not on opposite sides of each other, technically it goes against standard. So, you know, we are dice goblins. I would say about 50% of the company is like personally, emotionally affected when things like this happen. So we're going to fix it. And that means all of our customers out there who also are personally, emotionally affected by these things will get a fixed D12, as well as everybody else, in an upcoming shipment. Now, if you got this set and you ended up having to cancel your subscription, you're still going to get your replacement D12. We have a record of everyone we sent this to, so we will be fulfilling corrected D12s in the future. When in the future, I'm not sure, but soon for sure. Yeah, so minor little hiccup, and it happens. Brand new mold, so these things happen. If you've been a fan of us for more than about a year, then you know these things happen sometimes. But that's fine. We'll get it fixed, and in the meantime, it's still totally usable as a D12. So roll away to your heart's content, and then you'll get a second. And then that's basically like an advantage D12. It's great. Okay. That's last month's sub boxes. Very exciting. Have you been traumatized by, Pip Cheery Roll asks, have you been traumatized by a D12 that had all 12 numbers printed on it? You may be entitled to compensation. Yes, we should make an ad and run that. But yes, the vibes are there, Pip. That's exactly what I'm going for. We are definitely going to get those reprinted. Yeah, and take care of you guys, because that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that we're delivering the Dice Envy promise, whatever that may be. Okay, so that was April's sub box. Like I said, these are probably not going to be weekly streams. They're probably going to be monthly streams, and we'll probably just talk about the sub box dice that went out the month before. And we'll talk about any awesome things that happened the month before and any awesome things that are coming up in the following month, which we'll get to in a minute. I do want to go over real quick, just briefly. I'm just going to show off the chunks for the first 3 sub boxes of this year. Just a real quick brief, starting with January, February, March. March's 10-piece sub box was Legato, and I love it so much. It's black It's swirly, but it's like mostly black, but it's got a little bit of shimmer in it, and it's inked in silver, and it's like a matte silver. It's not super glittery, so it's a very like straightforward, simple, like steady, foundational. These kinds of words are what come to mind when I look at Legato. Legato is so good that we're releasing it in 2 weeks, I believe. Maybe next week, actually. Yeah, this Monday. We're releasing it this Monday, and we're releasing it with a pipsqueak set, which is the D6, 12 millimeter D6, pip D6 that we sell, and a brand new product, which is our oddball D3s, which I don't have with me, but for those of you who remember the advent calendar, we sent out some D3s last year in the advent calendar. We reproduced those in the Legato style, and we'll be launching them on Monday. So that's very exciting. What else? From March, I can only find the D%. Let's do this one. D8. The D8 from Satyr Boy. So this is a recolor of an existing mold that's bright gold with a really, really deep green. And we're calling it Satyr Boy. It's a play on words. From Skater Boy, which was an Avril Lavigne song, and all of these are kind of geared towards this like pop punk vibe we've been going for. Radio Edit and Pretty and Punk were the other two sets, the other two colorways. So this was March's release of this cool green and gold colorway, and it's Satyr Boy, like foresty, magical dudes, goat dudes, deer dudes. I don't know. Pretty cool. The guitar. Skull, stars, doodles, super cool. So that was March. We also did 7-piece in March. I'll go ahead and show off. We called this How Now Brown Cloud. That happened because we were calling it Brown Cloud for a while, and then I was like, we got to come up with a new name, and Ian was in the room, and then Ian said, How Now Brown Cloud, and I thought it was hilarious, so I was like, all right, that's the name. So that's How Now Brown Cloud. I'm going to use the word basic a lot when I talk about 7-piece sets because they are basic, but still pretty cool. If you're in the market for some like bronzy dice, these will be dropping in 2 weeks, I think, on our site because we're selling these now. All of our leftover 7 pieces are going to go on the site. It's not a lot of them, but they'll be there. February was all reds. February's 10-piece set was one of the most gorgeous sets I've ever laid my eyes on. It's available on the site now. We dropped it 2 weeks ago, and it's amazing. Look at those swirls. I don't know if anybody remembers the advent calendar from last year, but in the nice advent there was a green sparkly set called Tannenbaum, I believe, and this is its red counterpart. It is so gorgeous. I know this camera is not doing it justice, but this thing like literally glows without being glow in the dark. It is so pretty. We called it Ruby Trap because, yeah, I don't know, because the puns are going to become a bigger thing now that I'm doing the naming. Yeah, so gold swirls, deep ruby color. On the newsletter when we announced this, I posted a GIF from The Secret of Nim, which is an awesome animated film. If you haven't seen it, you should. But yeah, it's not important, but there's a very glowy ruby gem in that movie that this reminds me of. You see how like it's catching the light? Do you see how it's glowing right now? Do you see that? You see how it's like glowing? That's what I'm talking about. This is something that like, even if you go on the website and look at our pictures, you don't see this. This is what's amazing. I need to get a video of this and put it on our website. Or I'll just leave up those pictures that don't show it and no one will buy it and I'll get to have them all to myself. Gosh, it's so pretty. All right, I'll stop. Ruby Trap. We also released Heart of Power, which is the third set of, or what are we calling these? I think I called them legendary dice maybe, but it's the third set of Zelda themed, let's just be honest, metal dice that we released. So we did the green, Heart of Courage, we did the blue, Heart of Wisdom, and this is Heart of Power in red. obviously toned for the dreaded Ganon or Ganondorf, depending on which version or which timeline you're playing. This is awesome. These are awesome. I'm gonna grab one more to show off. I feel like we've all seen the mold at this point, but so cool. These are so cool. So that's Heart of Power. Completes the Triforce set, or as Dylan has insisted, I call it the, like, I forgot what he said. It's like, you know, the definitely not license specific heart pixel pattern dice. And then this was this is called Lovesick Rodeo, Lovesick Rodeo. And this is the 7-piece from February. So cool little designs, black and red sets. So February was all red, all hearts, all gorgeousness. It was wonderful. All right, and then January, going all the way back to the beginning of the year, we released Summon, I have to like remember names, sorry. Summon Elemental. This amazing, swirly, blue, purple, green, all of the colors set. Go ahead and pull up another one. These are fun because they're very chaotic. All the swirls, like, you know, every die is different kind of deal. Very, very pretty. Bright blues. So some die you'll get that's like mostly blue, and then there's ones mostly purple. So it's an awesome mix. You don't know what you're going to get. You literally are like conjuring up your version of these dice when you get them. For our metal set in January, we released another concave oath set, but this one is electroplated in freaking gold. It's so electroplated in gold, it's going to be hard to show off in this daylight, but we're going to try. You can kind of see. So the whole thing just looks like a bright, shimmering gold nugget of goodness. It's amazing. Heavy metal, very awesome. Show off another piece here. So cool. So this is one of Dylan's like pet projects. He made a concave set from scratch. We released them as oaths of different things, named them after all of the different oaths of the paladin oaths that you can take on in D&D. I don't know, vow to? I don't know how to describe that, but you can choose oaths in D&D, and if you're a paladin. And Oath of the Noble Genies is what we decided on for this one, in part because we had Summon Elemental as the 10-piece, very cool, very matchy-matchy, and then in part because I think Oath of the Noble Genies is the last name on the list of oaths that we had to choose from. So if we keep going, I think we're going to have to go into like some extended universe sort of, you know, add-on names and stuff. So we'll figure it out. It'll be fine. But yeah, so these are cool. These are just like pure, like straight up gold. So you have like, I mean, just paladin-y. I mean, the vibes are there. Very cool. And then for our 7-piece set, we had Genie Dust. Djinni Dust. It's spelled the Ginny way, like they do in the books. Djinni. But I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, so I'll just botch it instead. But yeah, pretty glitter, white, shimmering, gold ink. Also very paladin-y. Also very genie vibes. So super cool. That was our 7-piece. And that's a quick run through of all the sub boxes that we've released so far this year. Great. Do we have any questions? Oh, hi, Farron Coon. Good to see you. Jen. Okay, just Jen. Yeah, okay, so that's sub boxes for this year. That's our catch up. One more thing to talk about, speaking of sub boxes, is hello, Mina. We're releasing another sub box. A 4th sub box. But Mom, that's insane. Yeah, it is insane, Mina. You're right. But we're doing it anyway. It's launching June 1st, and if you are subscribed to the newsletter, you already heard about it, because I sent out a newsletter that said, hey, sign up here if you're interested in an early bird discount, bonus, for the new D6 sub box that's starting in June. So I'm going to post the link here. Is it here? Yeah. So you can check it out, because the other way to sign up for the early bird bonus, if you didn't get the newsletter or you aren't subscribed for some crazy reason, is to go to that page and then enter your email in the alert me when it's in stock bar. And if you do that, then I'm going to grab that email about a week before June starts, and I'm going to send you a code that's going to let you, if you add the code when you check out with the box, then you get free dice on your first delivery. Hopefully that all makes sense. If not, email me at hello@dicenvy.com and I'll do my best to explain it. Okay, cool. I feel like that's it. Short and sweet today. Like I said, the future is unknown. I'm going to try to do these once a month now. Let me see. Actually, let me pull up the calendar real quick. We talked about dropping Legato and Seder Boy are coming up this month. Also coming up at the beginning of next month is the D6 sub box. But let me just pop open my calendar real quick to make sure I'm not missing anything crazy exciting coming up. You'd think I'd have my calendar open always, but here we are. Legato, Seder Boy. Oh, nice job, DMs. Okay, to finish off the thought, this month I've announced all the crazy cool things we're doing. That's Legato, Seder Boy, and then we're also going to launch the D6 sub box June 1st. Another thing I will mention, though, is for the newsletter, to give you a little incentive to sign up if you haven't already. I put out a call asking for more Nice Job DM applicants. Nice Job DM is a segment that we run in the newsletter where we interview DMs with day jobs. So the concept is that you DM for your friends as a hobby at your local game store, whatever the case is, even over Zoom, is the case with me and my group that I play with. But you have a day job, which means that you don't get paid a DM, which would be like just everyone's dream job, right? But you don't. You have a day job. So we talk about your day job and how it relates to DMing and how you got into DMing and how you like DMing and stories about DMing, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a big, long Q&A. It's not big and long. It's not that bad. But it tries to be thorough. And we get some really, really great applicants. In the past, we've had not an archaeologist, a dinosaur bone guy. No, maybe that is, no, it's not a paleontologist. I don't know what it is, but it's like Dr. Grant from Jurassic Park. That's what it was. But yeah, a guy who digs up dinosaur bones, which was crazy cool. We've had all sorts of people. We've had a lot of teachers. We've had software people. We spoke with someone who is like the proofreader for packaging for food products, which is very, very crazy niche and like the thing that you don't even think exists but does. And it's super cool because hearing anybody talk about what they do for a living is super fun. So we get a huge influx of applicants after I put out a call a few weeks ago. And so I've been getting out like tons and tons of applicants, and it includes a lawyer. Very cool. Like on the opposite end of that spectrum where it's like everyone knows what that is, and of course that they're important and useful, but like so like cool, you know, I don't know any lawyers, so it's fun to hear from them. And like imagine having a lawyer be your DM. Like you're not winning any rules discussions with your DM in that case. That's a lie though. They're very cool. But we also got another one I'm very excited about is a zoologist, like a zoology reproductive specialist. So I think they work in a zoo and they work on animals propagating. So that's very exciting. I'm very excited to hear back from that person. And these are going to be published about once a month for the foreseeable future. Like I said, we got a bunch of applicants, so I'm very excited about that. So if you haven't already signed up for the newsletter, please do so. Yeah, that's also going to be the best way to hear about brand new stuff on a weekly basis, since the stream is only happening once a month now. Okay, I think that's it, you guys. So great to see some familiar names in the chat. It was awesome to be able to share what we're working on. We'll continue to share what we're working on, and if you have any questions, concerns, if you just want to say hi, you can always reach out to me at hello@dicenvy.com, and I will do my best to get back to you as speedily as possible. All right, that's it. Everyone stay safe. Have a great week. Happy rolling. And bear with me while I remember where the end button is. Dun, dun, dun.